Part of the Quad Cities landscape for nearly 120 years, the Crescent Bridge went into operation at the start of the 20th century.
But those tracks have gotten the focus of a Davenport man who is sharing his safety concerns with Local 4 News. Local 4 News reached out to BNSF Railway, which owns the bridge. A spokesperson tells us their most recent annual inspection was this summer. They evaluated the deck and underwater and found no serious threats. BNSF also says more than $4 million of maintenance has been completed on the bridge within the last decade. The Federal Railroad Administration says the majority of rail bridges are privately owned by rail companies, which have their own bridge management and safety programs. Local 4 Sean Logging talked with an environmentalist concerned about the bridge's safety in tonight's special report.
Arthur Norris spends a lot of time snapping photos on the riverfront, but his camera isn't always focused on the water.
Look at that boat over there. There's no nut on it. Completely rusted away.
A leader of Quad Cities Waterkeeper, he's been documenting this abutment of the Crescent Bridge for wear, tear, and rust.
Continually cracks, cracks are getting bigger. I've noticed them a lot bigger from when I first, got alarmed by it.
Norris fears that aged parts of the foundation pose a danger that could result in a derailment.
I know we need it, but, they should take caution, and we shouldn't be risking this beautiful river or the drinking water for 18 million people.
In 2015, Norris put a spotlight on the bridge as a contributor to a Waterkeeper Alliance report analyzing oil train traffic and bridge safety.
They found that, there's just countless numbers of railroad bridges that are in disarray, really bad shape, and it appears they're just not fixing their infrastructure.
And this isn't the first time Norris has sought action by a railroad company.
I was telling about railroad tracks that were going down Barstow Road along the Rock River and through wetlands, and it wasn't very long they replaced them all.
But the foundation at Crescent Bridge has served as a greater challenge.
I've been complaining for 6 years, but it's been on deaf ears so far.
For Norris, he says the solution.
They need to redo that foundation, and they need to stiffen it up underneath, put more structural steel in it, and fix the bolts.
We'll be saving everyone from something much worse.
It costs some money, but it's going to cost a lot more if a train ends up in the river.
Sean Logging, Local 4 News.
Norris also tells Local 4 News a 32-car derailment in western Iowa this summer is an example of the possible consequences.
BNSF tells us they own more than 13,000 rail bridges they inspect annually.